am a person, I need life also. I have life to live. I am not a savior of the world to carry all your problems. You take them to the cross. I do my part, I leave them to God. I am not here to save you. I choose and I follow what God leads me to say. And not everything is said publicly. No, let me tell you, I discovered the power of Nathan's approach than the power of John the Baptist's approach. You can speak and speak and speak, no impact. You can speak, and John the Baptist did a good job. He ended up losing his head, and the mission ended there. Nathan did a good job, and he ended up saving someone's life. That's why we have Psalms 51. You can do God's work by approaching power with love, quietly, silently. You make an impact, but people are shouting and shouting, and they end up doing a lot of nothing. Not every time that we use one approach. No. Some people have approached me. Why don't you do like Janani Lumu? The man did a great... The man was killed. So do you think I can make an impact by being killed? And I say, Kazimba also is a good man who was killed. Don't I have a family? Why don't you really be sensitive?
Catholic Archbishop of Kampala Dr. Cyprian Rwanga says some unscrupulous people have been supplying President Yoweri Museveni with lies that religious leaders are working against his government. He points a finger to operatives in security agencies like the Internal Security Organization ISO and the Chieftains of Military Intelligence CMI. Archbishop Rwanga, who is the current chairperson of the Uganda Joint Christian Council, made the remarks after joining fellow clerics including Archbishop Stanley Ntagali in celebrating the public way of the cross in Kampala.
Mr. President, we love you very much, and that's why we have been electing you. These people are your enemies. They are going to make you fail because your mind is poisoned and you act on such information.
He told the congregation that he recently received a call from an anonymous person who claimed that some clergymen have been hired by security agencies to feed them with information on the activities of the clerics, which they then take to the president.
That even members of these organizations have recruited your priests, your sisters, your brothers, even catechists, and even seminarians. I said, what? It's true. And we give them a lot of money.
The Archbishop said the caller told him that the president was informed that he and other clerics are plotting to overthrow the government.
Then he told him what concerns me. Government thinks you want to overthrow government.
The top Catholic cleric, who routinely speaks against the bad governance, corruption and other ills in society, said some anonymous people have warned him against the consequences of his alleged actions. However, Dr. Rwanga said he is not threatened.
Be careful, Your Grace. You must be the next womb. I said, my goodness, if God wants me to die that way, He will. But if I'm going to die for wrong accusations, that is criminal.
He then advised the president against listening to those who feed him with wrong information for selfish purposes.
And if it is for the sake of getting money, I give this humble advice to Your Excellency. Form a company of road builders amongst all those you have recruited and work upon all these bad roads which you have in our different parts.
On many occasions, President Museveni has cautioned religious leaders against meddling into partisan politics and advised them to stick to their religious calling.
The clergy, academia, and the media. Some of these elements live and done what they ought to do. They do what they ought not to do, and there is no truth in them.
Archbishop also criticized members of parliament who in the past allocated more money to fight the foot and mouth disease in cattle than for handling children suffering with nodding disease in northern Uganda.
So I humbly call upon members of parliament to have justice. You are there to represent us. Maybe also the cows, but the cows never elected you.
As he concluded his sermon, Bishop Rwanga called on government to strengthen the security of everyone in the country and also strengthen the Criminal Investigations Department of Police to ensure that the criminals who commit murders are brought to book. Habad Ziwa, NTV, Kampala.
You have absolutely no right. You have absolutely no right. You have no right. Those idiots, we shall deal with them. People are playing around. You have no right even to abuse me. You have no right. No right to speak to me rudely. No.
You are beginning to go back a bit to the principles of the NRM. Because if you remember, those who are old enough, if they remember the elections of 1996. So therefore, we must analyze, find out. I have some reasons, but I will mention them in a sec. That's why I'm saying the problem with the group of these traitors, but when Mwanga told them to do bad things, they refused. And Mwanga said, I will kill you. Say, okay, you kill us. That's what happened. And they died, but the one who killed them disappeared also. I used to come from, I was a young boy, in my 20s, 30s. I would come from Tanzania, come underground, come do underground work here, very dangerous work. Go back to Tanzania. Who was supervising me? We shall crush those enemies as we have done in the past. The Waganda have disappeared now. The teeth which are together are the ones which can chew the meat better. This is what my appeal to you. I used to come from, I was a young boy, in my 20s, 30s. I would come from Tanzania, come underground, come do underground work here, very dangerous work. Go back to Tanzania. Who was supervising me?
In 2016, parts of the country, especially in the Greater Masaka area, were beset by a spate of violent attackers committed by gangs of pan-wielding youths. The attackers left several people dead and many more injured. The reports of gangs of criminals moving village to village, robbing and hacking people continued in 2017. In April last year, after a number of operations, police and other security agencies paraded a group of suspects before the immediate Katwe police station. In the presence of the then Inspector General of Police, General Kaihura, the suspects confessed to being behind the attacks.
Over 100 suspects in the Greater Masaka area have so far been arrested.
Among the suspects paraded on that day were Sulaiman Asimwe and Juma Mulindwa. They claimed that police had promised them 25 million shillings and a poultry business each.
Mugambe bike yatekamo sente tugamba bike yatekamo kisente tugenda kola time bagenda tulaga bike ngomusajja batulaga tumulaba nganako nenga luganda tumukola ki tumulumindize ekyalwana mu amaanyi mukulu IGP mwenyine abayegana yaliko sente yazigabira wa ekatwe laptop bag tutode batugamba 3 bagenda bawa sente zamu tugenda kola abantu bataka kuwalanya basigala bakulwanira wagulu ku kalina
The youths accused the police under the former IGP General Kaihura of using them and dumping them after achieving their goal of misleading the public.
Basala kutukozesanga chenga chilinga bupira komala kukozesa n'osuulaawo bateeka bintu byabwe bateeka mu mpalana nti Bike tumulumirize gwe tutalabangako e Masaka gwe bagamba nsigenako Masaka.
At the April 2017 press conference, Suleiman Asim and Juma Mulindwa freely explained how they used to butcher people with pangs.
Work to show the people where they have to go is ours, is not his.
Metropolitan John Alwanga, who heads the Orthodox in Uganda, told NTV that politics has created division among the people, so religious leaders cannot just look on since they are charged with the duty of harnessing harmonious living through reconciliation.
And it is only the truth which can make us free. There is nothing else which can make us free in this country of Uganda. Politicians all over the world think that everything belongs to them, while they are living on our own taxes. They forget that they are our servants. They forget. And usually they forget that they are servants of God.
A few moments later.
I hear some people saying that I am their servant. I'm not a servant of anybody. I am a freedom fighter. That's what I do. I don't do it because that I'm your servant. I'm not your servant. I am just a freedom fighter. I'm fighting for myself, for my beliefs. That's how I come in. I'm not an employee. If anybody thinks he gave me a job, he's deceiving himself. I am just a freedom fighter whom you thought could help you also.
The top Orthodox Church cleric says he's not surprised since some politicians create an invisible ring around themselves for selfish reasons.
How can they think that all of us in Uganda, we cannot see that they are playing just with their games?
In his New Year address, President Museveni lashed out at clerics, saying they had abandoned their roles and lost focus.
Some of our religious people are so full of arrogance. They talk most authoritatively on all and everything, even when they have not bothered to find out the truth.
I'm not being arrogant. Religious leaders don't have any higher calling than political leaders, especially on matters which are secular, matters that are political.
NTV.